lose any.
Yeah, good.
Sure.
Yeah, so.
What?
Is she?
I moved it a bit back. I don't really remember. I just moved a couple seconds.
Okay.
With the job relocation, is she looking to get it done by like a specific date, or where is she at with that?
Not particularly. I mean, she's not in a hurry. So I think I'm not exactly sure when her job ends.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So like like, hey, if we close this thing in the next 30 days, like she needs a lease back or anything like that.
No, she wouldn't need that.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, I mean, you guys are still pretty fresh on market. Has anybody thrown any offers at you yet?
No offers.
Okay. Man, I'm assuming since she hasn't owned it super long, she's probably not even going to have a bunch of room in there, huh?
So he
I
didn't
doubt
really
it.
stick
No,
on the no offers. He went to
she's kind of.
the room.
Huh?
With Are you
So,
on
but
the-
anyway, what's that?
Any comments? Was you going to say anything?
Yeah, the guy said like no offers, so I'm assuming that she doesn't really have pretty much room in there. So I know why he said that. I think really in the beginning, like I've noticed in a lot of calls, like if there's no offers, kind of the seller doesn't really understand the value of the exact value of the property. So she can't know whether she needs to drop it or she needs to, she gets a couple of offers. She knows, okay, maybe I need to drop it. Maybe I should be considering something. But since no offers, he knows like right now she's still kind of fixed on her price because she doesn't know there's no really activity on the property. So I know that's the reason why he said that.
Yeah, and there's no offer, so I agree with that. And also he's trying to elicit him to go to creative finance. So he's trying to add some pain points. The no offers, as you said, makes them really consider the creative offer. And then really what he wants to set up is set up the fact that he's not owned it for too long, and do they have any room?
True.
The lady hasn't really said it, but he's gonna try to, since he already told him for 2 years, he's trying to make the lady say it.
I agree.
Continue.
Looking to break even.
Oof, okay. Just basically walk away, like not.
Yeah, I mean, she's not going to make any money on it.
Right.
But the goal is to not lose any either, so.
Yeah, well, I think everybody's in that boat.
Right, yeah.
Totally. Okay. Man. Okay. So if I were to even do like a DSCR loan or cash, I know I'm going to be too low because I'm assuming she has a mortgage on it that she has to pay off. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Did you say something?
So, well, here's another option.
Yeah, he said I said it, there you go. He's saying what you said. So I'm assuming if she has if I even get a DSC loan, I'm still gonna pay low on it. I'm assuming she has a mortgage on it, and the girl said yes. So I guess now he's moving forward to the second option, which is creative finance, which is subject to the mortgage.
All right.
Option. Has anybody approached you about? It's a formal transaction called like a subject to. Has anybody approached you about something like that?
Subject to.
Yeah. So exactly. So what we do is we just did this in Vancouver with a lady
he didn't really give an example.
But she needed to like get out of the house.
He didn't know.
He didn't give an example, so he went straight to the subject to, and then the lady said kind of subject to what? Then he realized that she doesn't know, as he mentioned, and now he's going to explain using an example.
True.
And so what we did was we stepped in and we took over the payments on her current mortgage, and in essence she was also trying to rebuild credit, so it helped her, but we stepped in and took over the payments on the mortgage just stayed in place, and the house transfers, so we just take over ownership of the house, but the mortgage stays in place so that we continue to make payments on it for them.
Oh, you wouldn't assume the loan, it would be on a contract basically?
Yeah, so it would be on a contract as far as like, hey, and what the contract spells out, and what we do is we just use the state contracts, but we just attach an addendum, and the addendum just spells out the terms of saying, hey,
he's using the words that the lady says to explain. Like the lady mentioned contract, and he's gonna use the contract to explain subject to. He doesn't shift So hey,
True.
is it in the contract? So it's gonna be basically. It could have said like, hey, no, it's gonna be subject to we take over the mortgage, but he said, yeah, it's gonna be in the contract. And the contract is gonna basically say da da da. So you use the contract to explain, meaning the tag along on the words. Continue.
True.
Agreeing to take over these payments on seller's behalf. Title and everything transfers to us so that we have all responsibility of the property, and then we just go and rent it out to a tenant.
And then how long is this contract for?
So that varies based
So
upon
that's a
some
yes
sellers are
when
like,
somebody
no, I want
says
this thing
yes.
like.
But with objections. So it's almost like the ladies are accepting the offer, but with objections. Objection is how long. So let's see. Continue.
Yeah. Let's say if he prove anything or he just answers the question, because she just asked him like how long.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get what
I'm
you
saying, is he gonna convince? Like, I want to know, is he gonna convince, or he's just gonna answer a question?
said.
Like typically do
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah. Let's see.
Like, a lot of them actually don't care, but some of them are like, no, if it's a VA loan, typically they're looking at like, hey, how long are my entitlements going to be wrapped up, right? This isn't a VA, is it?
No.
Okay, like a FHA or something?
I think it was conventional. I'm not sure.
Pause.
Oh, nice, perfect. Okay.
Okay, did you get your answer?
No, not yet, because like I don't know if he's gonna explain. I think right now he's just kind of, because he hasn't really answered. He's good now. He's trying to figure out.
What was
I'm
your question?
thinking- My question, there was no question. I was saying I want to see if he's just gonna answer the question, or he's going to like answer it in the way of trying to convince her. You see, but actually what he's doing is it seemed like he's actually still digging.
No, you got it wrong. So he actually did. He did. I think your question is kind of, is he gonna the same? You mentioned two different options which are the same. Is he gonna answer it, or is he gonna answer it or convincing? Like,
Yeah.
is he gonna plainly answer it, or is he? I mean, plainly answer it is pretty much, if you're a closer, you wouldn't do that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You would answer with convincing, right? You would answer. Or what were you referring to? Because you're saying, is he gonna try to?
Kind of like.
Is he gonna
answer,
try to
like,
sell him, or is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Of course, that's. I mean, as a scholar, you have to. You don't answer plainly. I think that's like levels. Like, is he gonna just answer, "Hey, how long?" or 3 years, or is he gonna answer how long, and then it says like convincing, like how long do they want, and da, 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 da. I think that's more of what you should do. But what he did, I think, is the same way answering and convincing, but he did it in a different way where he planted seeds. So instead of just plainly answering convincing, he planted seeds like, hey, our previous deal, we did the similar thing. We did like 3 years, and most of our sellers actually like 3 years. Like, he didn't really answer it, but he answered it in a sense of a story, or in a sense of like, this is what we usually do, so expect the same thing. You should expect the same thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he let him. Actually, yeah, I should expect the same thing. And instead of letting the lady, because you already know that the lady's guards are up. Especially, this is really good trick. I know this one, because especially when you mentioned that, because if you would have just stopped, hey, we usually do like, most of the sellers we usually do like 3 years. Last one he did like 5 years. When you leave it there, then you're inviting an open room for the person to ask you more questions. But what he did is that when it's after there, he went ahead and then he kind of asked a dumb question afterwards, like a question just to.
So that you can control the conversation.
Yeah, you can control the conversation. Then he just asked, "Hey, is this a VA, FHA?" And then according to what they respond, then you can know if they are like okay with 5 years, or maybe they'll say like, no, but 5 years is that. Then you can you're more power. So yeah, so I think that's what they did. But anyways, you can continue.
Yeah, well, in that case, we would probably work it out with her if she's.
Then again,
I guess I should slow down for a second.
It's so now it's once he's mentioned that, it's like it's almost like we've completely forgotten about the how long, and he's moving him down the line. Usually, he's moving him down the closing procedure. Usually, when somebody starts the procedures, this is something I read in the book. When somebody starts explaining the procedures instead of options, so there's two ways. You can either say, "Hey, we have option number one, we have option number two." When people are in option mode, they're really not in closing mode. Closing mode is usually a procedure mode, meaning like you're explaining, okay, step one is going to be this, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, then after that we're going to quote the title, we're going to deposit the earnest money, we're going to wait for inspection, then inspection. So that's really in closing mode. So now it's shifted from options to kind of using a procedure, but he did that to make almost like he wanted to shift the subject from the years, and since the lady didn't really respond with a negative, was not really negative about it.
True.
Yeah, so
verification.
Yeah. What's going on?
What do you know her game plan as far as when she moves for her job? Is she going to look to buy another place? Is she going to rent?
Well, I think the goal is to buy, so I don't know.
I think he is just trying to figure about the down payment now, right? Is she gonna rent? Is she gonna buy? It's gonna assist, right? Do you agree?
Yeah. And then
this would pan out for her, but
another objection. So then he brings another objection.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to send anything over, and I'll take a look at it. Pass it along.
Yeah, no, I'll absolutely write it up because, I mean, this type of deal is
again. This is another good thing.
Doesn't fit every
of persistence. Even if the lady said no, you see, like it's almost like completely shut down right now, but he didn't lose hope. What are you saying? You said thinking?
Yeah, like I think he's also trying to think about what to say. Like he's also trying to think about what to say based on the conversation. You know, the lady's like just saying it over. You can even see like by his face, like he's trying to find the words. Obviously he knows them. I guess he's just trying to structure them right.
True. So yeah, the lady is completely shut down. So now, what I wanted to point out, maybe that's one point too, but what I wanted to point out is also the fact that it didn't really, was also the people who say, we just give up, okay, yeah, let me send it and think about it, and you think about it, but he didn't really, he's now still, like, he's still very, very much,
in the conversation.
Yeah, very much motivated to explain it. He's not lost hope, so that's persistence, that's what I wanted to say. But, okay, continue.
Scenario, right? It doesn't fit every sale, but these types of ones where they're sitting a little lower on the equity because, yeah, I mean, they bought pretty much right at the height of the market.
Again, pain point.
These types of deals are the
He's convincing
ones where
still.
we can kind of allow them to walk away and even put some money in their pocket. And then obviously, you know, I'm paying your commission and covering the closing costs.
He is convincing. And I'm paying the commission, covering the closing costs. So you're still walking away. You can give a sale.
It's a way for her to walk away clear and not have to worry about cutting a check at closing or playing a game of concessions or anything like that.
Yeah, I'd have to see the contract or what, you know, the addendum that you're talking about, but transferring title, but she maintains the loans a little bit funky to me, but
yeah.
I don't, so it seems a little risky, I don't know.
Sure, yeah, the main thing that's going to come up on these types of transactions is, hey, what if Brad, you know, it's never happened, but you never know. We live in Oregon. What if Brad gets kidnapped by Bigfoot?
Onto a call. Let's pause and do a role play. I might come back to the same call, maybe not. We'll do 5 minutes each. So you have 5 minutes for role play. I have 5 minutes for role play. We'll see how it starts. So I want to do something different right now. I want to write a certain prompt on ChatGPT of a seller profile, and then I'll try to figure out your seller profile. So, right, I'm gonna do the same to you. I'm gonna send this to you. Save this prompt, open ChatGPT on your computer, and then so basically when it's your turn, you just have to use this prompt, copy and paste it, and then use this prompt for a different situation.
It is today.
I'm sending it right now. Bro,
I'm waiting. I'm on WhatsApp. You said that you're sending something. I'm on WhatsApp. I'm waiting for you. Now you just sent it.
what was
Now
that
you
sound?
just sent it. That's on WhatsApp. I just opened WhatsApp right now because you said you're sending something.
WhatsApp stories?
Yeah, it was a story. Okay, so I've copied that. You're saying I paste that on. ChatGPT.com. Okay.
You ready? Or you're somewhere else?
Yeah. No, I pasted it. So now you're saying that.
Should I start? Ring ring. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, is it Philip?
Yes.
Hey Philip, how are you
Who am I
doing?
speaking? I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm looking at one of your property listed here. Do you have a few minutes to talk?
Sure.
Okay, so of course, like I'm calling. I saw this property. My partner sent me this listing. We have a group of partners where we buy properties as a group, and you know the properties we buy them either to have them as a long-term rental or short-term rental or mid-term rentals. We mainly focus on rentals in this area. So I wanted to get in touch with you. This looks like a good opportunity for us. You know, it looks like it's priced really well. I wanted to see what kind of feedback have you gotten so far.
Well, not so much feedback, really. We did have two people come over, and they really like it. I mean, it's a nice suburban home, so everyone is really just commenting and expressing their interest in the spacious backyard that it has.
Oh, okay. So wait. So he does like was the backyard like I don't see the pictures here, but was it something? Is there something added to the backyard that's attracting a lot of eyeballs?
No, it's just really spacious. So there's like if you buying it. So are you a realtor? I mean, but if you're buying it for a family, or if the buyer is buying it for a family, it's like really good because it's so spacious. So like kids can play in the backyard. So that's something that's really caught the eye of many of the two buyers that came through. And also, I guess if you want to expand on it, like there's more land at the backyard.
I see. So there's a lot of room to add. Do you think you can add like another unit or an additional unit ADU, or is that?
Oh yeah, you can definitely add an ADU, a small ADU over there. Probably then 2-bedroom ADU.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this might work really well because we actually purchased one property recently, and it had a big backyard, but the only issue is that like there was like a sewage tank in the middle of the backyard, so we're not able to add any ADU. So yeah, this is definitely a good thing. Now, I mean, what kind of have you received any offers? Because you mentioned a few buyers attended the property, seen the property.
No offers yet.
Okay. Is there now? I usually try to ask this just for the sake of it, because the pictures look really nice, but sometimes there might be something that we cannot see in the pictures. Is there anything? Is there anything that I would need to know of, like in terms of the condition that might need some updating?
No, it's actually been really well maintained. So it was recently renovated. They did the kitchen, the bathroom. So yeah, it does need no work at all right now.
Okay. Wow. Nice. Nice. So they worked on this house, man. That's really nice. It's always nice. I mean, to find some hardworking. You know, they do the work themselves, or they hired like a contractor to do the work.
Well, properties, they bought it that way. So I guess what they bought it when it was already remodeled. So, and that was just like 2 years ago.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you just bought it. I mean, it looks like they're selling 2 years later. What's the reason for them selling? Why sell so quick?
Well, they're relocating because of a new job opportunity.
Okay, so they got a new. Oh, nice. Did they already find something else on the? Are they moving to another city or just relocating within the city?
Yeah, they'll be relocating, but they have about 90 days, so they still have time.
Oh, nice, nice. So, well, I mean, as I mentioned, like we're looking to add this to our portfolio. We're partners. We're looking to add something real quick this month, and this looks like it's a nice area. And with the backyard, I think I'm not sure how does the. Do you know if they ever pull the permits to get to add that additional unit in the back, or do they ever get started on anything like that?
Yeah, they actually did. So they actually got permits for that, and that's actually also they're priced at 350,000 because it was just recently approved. So we're willing to provide that approval if you need that.
Got it, got it. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was wondering. I mean, yeah, it looks like a nice and property. And I mean, how many days have you guys been on market for so long? Because it looks like you guys. You know, I'm not really sure. I cannot really see it on my side. Have you been on market for too long, or?
Um,
Because I would assume
Not
like
really.
if the price with additional backspace, a lot of people want to make want to make an offer on it. So I'm surprised it's still even on the market.
mm, yeah, it's been about 3 weeks, so not too long, not too short.
Okay, we'll end there, Phil. But I feel like time is up. I want to do only 5 minutes so that we kind of get the point every time. All right, what did I do
Okay.
wrong? What did I do right?
I guess you did right because you captured, let's see, price. You obviously couldn't see it. You didn't ask timeline, which was good. You skipped it because I already kind of mentioned it. I guess you're just digging in, but like you said, it was long, but you had no choice. You had no choice because I was also kind of trying to fit this profile right now, so I was also trying to explain a bit more. But it's still fine. I don't think a long call is bad if you're getting the details.
No, but
But I guess you didn't get huh?
yeah. Go ahead.
But I guess you didn't get down to the important part of the conversation. If it's they're willing to do financing, the price part, so you didn't really get down to that. You mainly kind of focus on the feedback and the condition, but you didn't have time, I guess. So
Yeah, I feel like it was blunt. It was not. It didn't have too much rapport. I didn't ask. Why am I hearing myself twice?
no idea.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have too much rapport, and I was just stuck. I didn't really connect. All right, so let's go on another one. Your turn. You have 5 minutes. So or 6 will finish. Hello.
Hey, Redwing, is this Mr. Joseph?
Oh yeah. So what's this?
Hey, Mr. Joseph, this is Phil. I am looking for a property to add to my rental portfolio. My brother and I just stumbled upon that property on 123 Main Street that you have. You have a couple of minutes to speak about it?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually heading to the office right now, but I mean, do you wanna call me back when I get to the office, or is this gonna be like real quick?
Yeah, it'll be a quick call. I mean, I just want to see if I can get a couple of details on it, see if it's a good fit for me, and reach out to you to pick your brain and see what kind of feedback you've been receiving on it.
Well, there's a lot of details on the website. If you go, are you an agent or investor?
No, I'm an investor, so I'll be buying this for myself to add to my portfolio. So I don't have access to the MLS listings.
Okay. Yeah. So from other people who have viewed the property, they like it. Most of the people they like it. We had an offer that we turned down because it was again an investor, was too low. So I mean, if you're they're not willing to budge too much on the price. I mean, it has to be a reasonable price for them to even consider it. Yeah, I mean, right now I have an open house coming up this Saturday, so if you wanna come in, I'll definitely be able to put you guys in and come and see the property.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would definitely love to see it on the open house. So you said you just got one offer so far?
Yeah, we had one offer.
Okay, so no, from based on the people that have viewed the property, is there anything that you say that needs work or any kind of either positive or negative feedback that they gave on it?
I mean, the negative is just the fact that but it was too large for most of the people. It's 5 bedrooms, so the house is too large for most of the buyers, and the price I think we're kind of on the high end of things. So that most of the buyers don't want to, they cannot afford to pay that much money. I guess the location is good. It's a little bit farther. There's a little bit of a commute to major centers, but most of the people like the area because it's kind of quiet and secluded. So that's pretty much what we've gotten. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you want to make an offer?
Yeah, so I noticed that, so like you said, I didn't notice that it was kind of on the high price. However, you just had it listed for a really short time. Is that the reason why the sellers are still hell bent on their price, or do you think they'll be negotiable on that?
The price is, I mean, right now, what I can tell you is that you make an offer and then I'll present it. I mean, if it's the other investor came in, they offered us about 50,000 below the market value, and the seller just didn't take it. They were not serious on their offer. Most of the times these offers are just insulting.
Correct. Yeah, I understand, and that was a lot of the names for investors. I did speak to another realtor. She got a property, that the seller, the investors, offering about 100,000 below the asking price, and man, they just spoiling the name for us. So now, obviously, I wouldn't want to disrespect the seller and give a kind of offer like that on the asking price, 50,000 down. So what I was thinking instead is, if I was to come in and wait, do they have a mortgage on it? Before I go too far, I'll slow down there.
They have a mortgage.
Okay. So yeah, what I was thinking is, we actually recently purchased a home in the area where we took over the mortgage payments. We gave them a down payment and took over the mortgage payments, and then we structured it in a way it was a win-win situation for the both of us. They were able to walk away with some money up front. We actually did pay the agent commission, so there were no concessions or anything like that. And we gave them monthly payments for a certain time frame agreed upon. Have you ever got any kind of offers like this?
I mean, like subject to?
Yes, so perfect. I don't speak to a lot of realtors that know about subject to, so I'm really happy to be having this conversation. Yeah, so it was a subject to offer.
They're not interested
do you
in
think that
subject
seller will be
to.
open to that?
They're not
No?
interested in subject to.
Got it. So did you breach it to them, or you just under the assumption that they won't do anything like that?
We've discussed it, and they don't want to do any subject to offer.
Now, is it because they need the money for the relocation, or they just want to be? Oh, yeah. Is that the reason why they wouldn't want to do something like that?
I mean, they're looking to. This is an investment property, so they have their elderly parents who wants to just move their investment to a different kind of investment. They don't want to handle any kind of subject to or anything like that.
I see.
All
Okay.
right, time's up. All right. Good. You're pacing, but still, like it sounds like question and answer, question and answer. It was not really a conversation, but you missed a lot of motivation part. You didn't ask the motivation. You realized yourself you didn't ask the motivation at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just racing and trying to get all the blocks and get to the end of it.
Okay. Cool. So let's go to the video. We'll do 10 minutes in the video, and then we'll go back to rolling.
right? And
I
so
think it was it's actually long. Let's see how many minutes are left. 16. Okay, I'll move to Brad. He has like a 10-minute video.
No. I just continue playing the video.
So if I stop making payments, that's going to be the biggest question, right? Because it's ultimately left in her name.
Yeah, or title transfer, and the loan's still in her name, so she really has no
So this lender's
recourse, I guess. I don't
objective
know.
is the recourse. The agent's objection is that protection.
Yeah, the risk and protection. Yeah.
As far as kind of walk me through that, and maybe I can answer it.
So if you buy it, she keeps the loan in her name but transfers title. What does she have?
So she has so the whole point to this type of transaction for her is if she's looking at, hey, I need to sell this house, and the market, like I said, you guys
So
have full
she's not
availability
really
to
answering,
continue and
but she's mentioning again the pain point. She hammered the pain point even in the beginning. When the guy asked when the first objection came up, she told her that this is she's going to take care of all the closet because right now there's no office. But again, she's hammering in the pain point. The pain point is the only thing that sells. Somebody feels pain enough, they'll get to work. They'll sell anything. They'll do anything if the pain gets hard enough.
True.
So yeah, pain is most of the time that's the reason for selling. It's more pain than gain.
True.
obviously you haven't been on the market super long, so who knows? For me, it's more of a plan B.
That's another pain. You've been on the market for a hell of a long time. So
True.
For you guys, right? And
But my question is if we transfer title,
He says again the question because
but she can
the pain just he didn't answer it. He didn't answer the question, and then he went to the pain. So that's important because he could have answered it. It's not like they don't want to answer. He could have answered, but his answer doesn't have enough weight if the pain is not there. If the pain is there, the answer has more weight, and that's why he was gonna answer it, and he's gonna revert to the pain, and then he's gonna say something about you've been to the market too long. So this is like have it as plan B. So now it's shifting from pain to kind of gain, and then like it makes the offer more reasonable. So whatever it says, it becomes more sense for once you mention the pain.
true.
maintains the loan, what's in it? I mean, you could sell the property,
correct.
right?
Yep.
But she's still out the mortgage.
So for her, what would happen is whenever typically our time frame on these things, and I always tell sellers, hey, however long is on the mortgage, just plan that we're going to keep that for, the term. But in reality, what we end up doing is somewhere between 7 and 10 years is when it makes sense for us to take that, whatever equity was built through, debt pay down, appreciation, stuff like that. We take that equity and then we go and dump it into something bigger. So that just means that we're going to sell the house. And at that point, she just gets a letter in the mail saying, hey, this thing was sold and it's completely off of her name at that point.
The loan.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, send it. If you want to make an offer, send it over. I'll look at it.
I don't think she's convinced. I think he's gonna try to convince someone.
Yeah, she's not convinced, but I don't think she would try to convince her more because I think she's not convinced because she asked two different questions. She asked like she asked how is she protected, and then but she took
What about if you sell it?
yeah
It's
what
still the
about
same thing.
no yeah it's two different questions actually. What happens
Actually, the protected is about the payments. Selling is about losing it.
no so
Right?
what happens if you sell, and how is she protected? If she's protected is in sense of like if they own let's say the mortgage is under his name. If the mortgage is under his name, he's not really like any day he could like he's still on the hook. Like if he stops paying, I think maybe that's what you're saying. If he stops paying, it's still gonna affect his credit and blah blah blah. But on the selling part, is a different question because selling is like more of like once if the person sells the property, then he can sell the property and remove himself from the responsibility of the loan, and while the seller is hooked, like it's almost like running away from the responsibility. Does that make sense? Like when it sells, let's say me and you have a debt, like you give me $40, right?
Okay.
You give me $40 and I gotta give you $40 back. But instead of me giving you $40 back, I take my responsibility of giving you $40 back. I say, oh, I pass that responsibility to a housemate of mine. Let's say Richard, right? Richard. So now the responsibility to give $40, it's not mine. It's Richard's. So you come to me and say, Joseph, where's my $40? I say, no, man, I already transferred that responsibility to Richard. It's no longer my responsibility. So how is the seller protected when you sell that responsibility? Let's say usually when you buy subject to, you go and assign it to somebody else, right? You assign it to either new or more. That's how we make money. You're the wholesaler, like assign it to another person who buys it. So the responsibility goes from you to somebody else. I think that's the second question he was asking. But he also asked at the same time another question, which was, how is he protected when you sell, and also how is he protected when you stop paying?
Sorry to cut you off, Bill.
Yeah.
Good question. But then, why would they? Then they just bullshitting the seller, because if they're gonna say like, the credible, I'll show you my finances. Never. Are they saying that just to convince, or they're saying that because these guys are actually really buying for themselves, with no intent to wholesale that thing?
That's a tricky situation. Some people buy them for themselves, but of course you're not gonna say to the seller you're gonna wholesale the deal. It's almost like the same when you go to wholesaling. When you go to wholesaling regular cash deals, you don't tell the seller usually.
And that one is closer and you're outside the picture. But with this one, if you're doing like 7, 8 years, 10 years, like you're actually still like affiliated to the deal, because you sold it to someone. She'll come back to you thinking Joseph is my buyer in case person who's wholesaled it to, let's say, defaults. So there's that risk. Like there's really like vetting of the person. Like you really need to make sure
100%, 100%. Yeah, so that's why this subject too. That's why sellers are usually very cautious. But I mean, you might say it's the same thing, but it's actually really a different thing, because it's in the sense, yeah, I get your point. Like the cash deal is very, very different, because that one, like I think from your point of view, is like, hey, that one is just one transaction. Like let's say you just do it, let's say in 30 days, the transaction is done, everybody gets their piece of the share, and they walk away. But this is like a long-term relationship where you really have to know your buyer, because 5 years down the line, your buyer might lose his job, and then you're left with
even get deceived. Like like what happens to buy that?
Exactly. That could happen, and then you're on the hook, right? You're on the hook for payments. So this transaction. That's why most of the people like. It's kind of tough to, I guess, I don't want to say tough so that you make it tough on your end, but it's kind of hard to convince a person to sell subject to, because they're like, what if you're abducted by aliens? I think you know this phrase, and you go missing. So that's why those protections come about. Like if I go missing, you can take the house anytime we agree to a deed of trust, a deed of not in lieu foreclosure. That means you don't have to foreclose, you just take the house and house is yours. So that's the situation that usually protects the seller.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, usually you can wholesale and go away from the responsibility. That like most of the people, some people like Brad, I'm not sure, they definitely wholesale. They have a lot of it, because I see on the Facebook groups, there's up to Facebook groups, so they wholesale. I see that his deals are there. So he wholesales, like they wholesale deals. And if you go to some Facebook group right now, it's full of deals. I can even open it right now. It's full of deals we are done with time. We're about to shift to role play, so I'll just show you this real quick. So it's full of deals that are wholesale deals. That so, and because I'm looking for deals right now, so I can So yesterday, this deal right here, I hold the contract. So he hold the contract. You see, so it's a wholesale, 9% entry, 0% interest, self finance, 460. So this is not like he bought it and then closed on it. He's just wholesaling it, closing in like 30 days or whatever. And the wholesaler, there's no balloon, so the person who gets the loan, like 90 days from now, he can maybe not be able to pay what's the monthly payment, 1,500, and he defaults, and that goes back to the seller, So yeah, I mean that's a possibility. So I mean the key thing is when you're wholesaling, you just want to have no, like your buyer, you also don't want to put the seller in a bad situation, I think, morally. And you want to vet your buyer. Usually what they do is so you can sell it to like people who like a business or whatever. You can have them do the vetting process like the way the banks do, but it's not like how the banks do. Meaning like you check how credible are they, just to make sure you don't put the seller on the line. And also you can also put the same deed in lieu for you. You can put deed in lieu for the buyer too. If that makes sense. So the same deed in lieu that you had, you can turn around and do a deed in lieu for. So if the buyer defaults, you take the property. And what they usually do, I think this is another. Apart from that, this is another reason for apart from the deed in lieu foreclosure contract, there's one more reason that can protect the seller. Is usually they have an escrow of like 3 months worth of payment. So the buyer has to put 3 months payment in an escrow account, kind of like a security deposit. And
I see.
That protects in case they miss like any payment. That 3 months of payment enables you enough time for you to get the property back and sell it to somebody else. All right, 5 minutes. We'll go back to the role play. I'm gonna start, so I'm gonna give a different situation here. Let's see. Okay, I have another prompt actually. Let me send you, because this prompt has feedback too. I just added another prompt. Okay. All right. You ready?
What do you send on WhatsApp? Can you give us?
I added on Zoom chat.
It's fine. I'll put it on WhatsApp now. Copy. Go back to.
All right, ring me. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, is this Philip?
Yes. Who is this?
Hey, Philip. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm looking at one of your properties here listed on 123 Main Street. Do you have a few minutes to chat?
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you want to know?
Well, I mean, I don't want to take too much of your time. So, my partners and I, we own a private investment company. We pull up our funds together, and we're looking to add as much portfolio. I mean, mainly we're starting out with single family properties. We have a few right now, and we're looking to add more of single family properties, and eventually, maybe in a couple of years, we will move to multifamily. So I saw this property. I mean, it's a beautiful property. It kind of fits what we're looking for, in terms of bed and bath and the condition. Pretty turnkey, doesn't need too much work. So I mean, it looks like you guys have been pretty new on the market. What kind of feedbacks have you gotten so far?
Well, a lot of them they love the layout and
nice.
The natural light. We've got one guy that loves the layout and the natural light, so he'll be making an offer soon. Yeah. Besides that, other guy said that it's the location is great, and the views again, but it was just slightly above their budget. So we just got.
Was it a family or is it like an investor?
It was a family.
Okay, and so the other guy, did they, like you said, the one investor, one guy was a family too, the first one?
Yeah, both are families.
Oh, okay. So this other guy was pretty much above what the budget is, and the first one Was it like they didn't like the house? Because you said they visited the property, but they're about to make an offer. Was that like
Yeah, no,
something
they love
recent?
the lighting and the natural light and the layout, so they'll be making an offer soon.
Oh, I see. I see. Cool, cool. So you pretty much have a few offers going on. Do you know what's the like? Is there a timeline that the seller are looking to sell the property by?
Well, the seller is looking to sell at least within the next 60 days.
Oh, the next is do they have like somewhere else, or are they still in the property?
They're moving out in between that time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah, they're trying to look for property. They're downsizing because their children moved out, so they don't need a house that big.
Oh, cool, cool. Yeah, because we actually purchased this property like a few weeks ago. This older couple, they had like their baby just graduated from high school and they were moving to university. And so they like it was just a huge house. The house had like 5 bedrooms, and right now like most of the kids had grown up, and their last baby was just graduated, so they had like to sell it right away and move to a smaller house, which was much low. It was they moved to like this cute little house which was 1 floor, and the other one was like 2 floors. This was a like much better option. So I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, so for most of the situations when we have like a seller who needs to some time to to move, we're pretty flexible. Of course, we want like we ideally want the property vacant, but we're pretty flexible on the timeline. Do you think like the seller right now? I mean, you already have for 2 offers and 60 days. Have they set their a certain closing timeline? Like, do they, or are they just waiting? Then they'll start the 60-day timeline. Because you say they still have 60 days.
Yeah, anything is that comes before the 60 days, they'll be happy. So the sooner the better.
Oh, nice. So what about? Tell me this. So it looks like I mean most of the offers that came in, were they pretty close to the asking price, or?
We haven't gotten an offer yet, so one person is giving us an offer, but he hasn't submitted it yet.
I see. So got it. So yeah, so my partner and I mean, the way we work, we usually, when we get an offer in, first of all, I'll go and analyze after I see if it makes sense for, in terms of the condition and the bed and bath count is pretty good. So I just have to see if the numbers make sense, kind of see what the rental is in the area. Do you have any idea of how the rental, is there any restrictions of how the rental is in the area? What's the rate that it's possible to get from that house?
Ding.
What? Time's up?
Time it.
Okay. You have any comment? 5-10 seconds to give you a comment.
Nah, I think you're putting the time constraint, so it's kind of hard because I don't know what to judge now. You are asking too many questions about, you did ask the motivation about the offers, but you don't have enough time, so it's hard for me to judge the entire conversation because you didn't finish it up.
Okay, well, I'm going to judge you.
Yeah, maybe try to pace up. If you want to finish it up, try to pace up.
Okay, I'm going to judge you.
Huh?
I'm going to judge. I'm going to give you a lot of feedbacks. You're going to have a lot of feedbacks from me.
Yep.
Okay, so whenever you're ready.
Oh, you have the prop already. Hello, ring.
Hey, yes? Hola.
Hey, Joseph. Hey, hola. Is it Joseph?
Si.
You speak English?
Yeah, I speak English. What do you want?
Perfect, man. I thought this was going to be a hard conversation. I speak no Spanish, so I was about to call my partner to jump on the call and help me out with this. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing good. Who's this?
Oh, my name is Philip. My partner and I were looking for property to add to our investment portfolio, and we came across the one that you have listed on 48th Boulevard. Did I catch it at a good time?
I mean, are you an investor?
Yes. So we're looking to add the property to our rental portfolio, and based on the size of this one, it looks like it would have been a good fit for us. Just call and see if you got any feedback on it so far.
Yeah, I mean, we, the people who have worked on it, they love the properties, and the viewers appreciate the fact that it's like really beautiful kitchen and bathrooms. Updated are really nice. I mean, more. I don't think it's going to be a good investment property because it's high stand like the finishes they did probably more of like moving family. But I mean, if you work with high end renters, that's might work. So the only issue we had is the fact that most of the people that are looking, this is kind of like a 2-1. So most people are looking for 3 2s and bigger kind of bed and bath. But this is a good starter home for a young couple just looking to start out with their first home and in a good area.
Got it. So now you mentioned something about being on the high end. Yeah, we do have a couple buyers. We have actually have a pool of people that are looking to to rent out properties right now. And we actually work with an institution right now that always supplies us with, tenants. And actually right now they don't have anywhere to stay. So finding a tenant in place wouldn't be the issue. I was just kind of curious. Do you know what the rent rate is like over there?
I don't know. I mean, I'll probably have to check and send it and see.
Got it. Yeah, no, not a problem. Whatever it is, I'm looking at the price and the area of the property. I did do my research. It looks like it can be about 2,000 or so. Would you say that's accurate?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I understand. Okay, Joseph. So you said that you have it's a high end property, so it wouldn't be ideal. Now, have you gotten any feedback in terms of the buyers that have come through to you? What are they saying about the house itself?
Yeah, I think you asked me this question in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
But yeah,
So,
I mean, everybody likes the house. It's a little bit 2-1, so that's why most of the buyers
oh,
want a
okay.
larger house.
So based on
Yeah,
it being high end, I'm under the assumption that the seller set a price and he's kind of like not flexible on that. Is that correct?
you can send your offer. I mean, doesn't we just have to see what your offer is?
Got it. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely open to sending my offer. Now, man, I mean, like you said, it's a really great property. I love the pictures. I'm looking at them right now. It looks like the work that was done to it is amazing. Now, how long have they owned it for?
They've owned it for like I think they owned it for like I would say about 15 years. They moved here since they got married, and right now, as I mentioned, like this is a very small house. So right now they're looking to upgrade to a bigger house.
Okay. Have they already found the house that they're looking for?
Yeah, they already moved. So they moved. I think they probably have some stuff left there, like in the garage, but most of the stuff already out.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I noticed that you've had it listed on the market for a couple of days, and based on what you're saying, it's kind of like they're looking to get an exact price and they're fixed on it. Now, what's their kind of plan B in case they don't sell?
I mean, again, I think we've been on market for a few days. I think it will sell. I have no doubt about it. It's just that right now because of the interest rate, the market is taking a little bit of time to get offers, but eventually it will sell.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So what I was thinking is, most likely, like you said, like about the interest rates, it's really hard for us investors right now. A couple years ago, probably when they bought it, they must have bought it about 2-3%, but right now, man, it's like about 6-7%. If you want to get approved for a loan. So what I was thinking instead is, if we were to come up to the asking price and give them a down payment, and then give them a couple monthly payments with a balloon payment at the end. I'm not sure if we've gotten any offers like that, but would you happen to know if they might be interested in something like that?
Can you tell me to give a balloon payment? You say?
Yes. So let me just break it down for you. Now, do they happen to have a mortgage on it?
No mortgage.
Free and clear. Got it. Okay. So in this case, what it will be is that it'll be something that we call like a seller financing, where we were willing to give a down payment, like a certain amount upfront for the property, and then give them a couple monthly payments on it on a time frame that we agree upon, and then usually it's typically about 7 to 10 years, and then once that's done, we cash them out of the property. Do you think they'll be open to something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I don't think Marcella will protect it. Now, what if you guys sell the property?
Well, very good question. So,
Time's up.
yeah, so we act.
Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. What do you think is the issue?
Time, bro.
No, you're blaming time. No, you're not paying attention. Am I
You
wrong?
think? Paying attention, I was.
So why the hell did you ask feedback twice?
I thought I did. Yeah. My bad. I thought I did. I thought I was. I thought I asked. When I asked. Yeah, you're actually right. I did.
So you're not paying attention?
Yeah, I think I was also, like I said again, maybe trying to tick the boxes.
Not paying attention. Not listening. You're following a script. Scripted.
Not what?
You're scripted and not listening.
You could be right.
Alright, man. Now, don't hate me. Alright, we'll take a 10 minutes break. Oh, you want to take a 10 minutes break?
Yeah, I want to take a break. I'm really hungry.
Okay, so take 20 minutes. I'll see you in 20 minutes and see you.
Alright, cool.
say so. Alright, so let's go to continue. We left at 34.
34, are you sure? Turn on your camera back at 56. I was right in front of this thing.
Sure.
Are you sure?
Alright, let's continue.
So I continue on this video.
Yes, brother.
It seems risky for her, but and she's not desperate by any means because she could rent it too. So, but we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I was saying is that clearly, I mean, you guys are still fresh on market. You know, you're not trying to get rid of this thing tomorrow. And if this is something that's ultimately a good plan B for people, if they really want or need to sell that house and don't have the equity for the market to pay it. And I just want to be super clear because I'm not sure if I communicated that well, is that the title does transfer to us, right? So as far as all responsibility of maintenance, the property, you know, anything ever happens with it, that is on us.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
it seems risky because you also have the freedom of selling it because it would belong to you, but she still has a loan on it. So, but like I said, I haven't seen
So you're stressing out the same point again.
All the terms. So.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever heard? I guess an easier way to explain it. Have you ever heard of a wrap?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's a wrap is.
I think the guy is trying to convince her now, like, explain it more in details, convince her, like, hey, it's okay. You might not know it, but yeah, it's okay.
It's like where, and title will use what's called an all-inclusive trust deed for these, but basically all they do is so the seller can sell their property and say that they want like too much money for the market, right? They're just like kind of crazy over asking, but they could potentially market it as like seller finance. And so what they'll do is they'll attach a second lien in the seller's name. And the whole point of that is that they can cash it they can lock in some equity on that property, turn themselves into a bank. And if anything ever goes wrong, they just foreclose on the house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's essentially a wrap without the equity.
So if you go to sell, you need her approval to sell?
So when we go to sell...
Or does it automatically like pay off her balance?
Yes, correct. So when we sell the house, that mortgage gets paid off.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't explain that well in the beginning.
I think it's not.
Yeah.
It's not usually the case, but it's trying not to mention the worst case. Because the worst case, you can actually sell it without the mortgage. But it's not mentioning that because that's his exact objection, which is don't sell it before telling me. But he's not mentioning it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just mentioning it like, hey, when we sell it, which is like we're going to keep it. Maybe his strategy, this guy's strategy is different. Some people's strategy are different. Some people just do sub-twos because they really want to buy it them sub-two. Some people do really that. So
he can sell it, but how can he sell it if the mortgage... It changes title, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the mortgage stays in place.
Mm-hmm.
So the woman is not the legal owner anymore, right? Like the seller. She just carries the mortgage on it, but she's not the legal owner anymore.
When?
After the whole transaction is processed.
Yeah.
Let's say 1 year into the transaction, she's not the legal owner, right? Like on the paperwork, on the title,
Yes.
it's not.
Yes. That's true. So once it's sold, she's not the owner. And once Brad sells, he's not the owner.
Yeah, but then once Brad sells, it will be moving from Brad to Joseph, not from Elizabeth to Joseph, you see? So what if Brad doesn't sell for cash? So I guess that's what the woman is trying to say. I don't know.
When Brad
The mortgage
sells,
is still being...
you said when Brad sells, it will be moving from Brad to what?
When Brad sells, let's say sells to you, it will be moving from Brad's name, like the title under Brad's name, to Joseph. It will move from Elizabeth. Now Brad gets this deal, sells it from Brad to Joseph, right?
Yeah.
But then let's say what happens if Brad sub twos it, because the mortgage will still remain at Elizabeth, but it will just move the name from Elizabeth to Brad. Brad then sells it to you. But if you don't pay on cash, it's gonna move from Elizabeth, moves to Brad, from Brad moves to Joseph, and the mortgage still stays on Elizabeth, right? And now Joseph will be paying, either Joseph or Brad, whoever is now the actual owner.
But I don't get how is that different from any other scenario? Because you mentioned it like it's different from.
But if it's a cash sale, then the more like let's say Brad gets a sub two but sells it cash, then the whole thing is cleared, no? Because, right?
Yes, I mean, how is that different in terms of owner? Are you talking in terms of the mortgage or the ownership?
The ownership, I'm trying to distinguish between the two. That's what I was telling you.
The ownership is all the same. Like once you sell, you sell. Let's say, does the bank own the property when he has a loan?
No, it's still the seller's property.
Yeah, so the mortgage is the bank's, right? Why doesn't the bank own the property?
I see.
When seller finances, the mortgage is, I guess you're saying it's under the name of the buyer. I mean, the mortgage is really not the seller's, but it's the bank's with the seller's responsibility, right? When you get do cars in Zambia, do you guys buy cash or do you buy with a loan?
Everything cash here, my guy. They don't provide us any of the term. Everything cash. There's nothing like that.
Okay, but you know that there are loans, and I think you know about the idea of loans. Maybe.
Yeah, they do them, but for certain individuals, like it's not common. Like for certain individuals, like high-profile individuals, bank employees, they do that stuff.
Okay, so I mean, if you were to get a car loan or a computer loan or a phone loan, that property
will be yours. The product will be yours.
Not really. I mean, actually, especially in America, in terms of cars, if you get a car loan in America, the car is not yours.
Really?
Yeah, the title is it's still under
the bank.
The bank until you pay it off, then it turns to yours. Then you get the pink slip.
Oh.
But every mailing is gonna come to you, of course, like the DMV mailing. I don't know how that works, but DMV you renew it. That used to renew. Yeah, I used to renew. You renew everything, but you don't get the title until.
Then if you sell.
Like if you sell your car.
Yeah, let's say you got a loan for 10
So
years.
actually, this happened one time because I had a car that I bought from CarMax. CarMax is like a Giti Gidior of cars here, where you sell second-hand cars. And I had a car that I bought from CarMax, from Giti Gidior here, and it was there. So they gave me the loan, the Giti Gidior. It was like a banking, car service, and whatever. They gave me a loan to buy the car. But at the end of the car, I think like 2 years, I was left with like 2 years to pay it off. A friend of mine I used to work with at the pizza place came and wanted to buy the car, and the car was already broken down. It had some maintenance issue, and I was like, I don't want to repair this stuff. So I was like, okay, let me sell you the car. Instead of like paying me anything extra, just pay off the loan, and then you can get the car, because it had like I think like $2,000 left to pay off. So I tried. So what I had to do in that situation, I took the money that we went together to the bank, and then we paid off the loan. And then after we paid off the loan, I got the title. And then once I got the title, then I transferred the title to him.
I see. I see.
So even though he essentially paid the money. So you can, in comparison to what we're talking about in the terms of houses, is that like in houses are a little bit different in terms of like you can have the title even before paying the house.
Okay.
So your question is if they buy cash, like I don't get how you're distinguishing it. I guess your time is up. We have to.
The question is if they buy cash. Let's say if I buy cash, this guy gets a sub to. Then he posts it on Facebook like the way you have a sub to group. But instead
That's cash or sub to?
Sub 2 group.
So this
But
is buying
instead I
cash
tell
or
him,
buying sub 2?
this guy gets his property. He's buying sub 2. Okay, he's buying sub 2 from this seller. Then he pastes it in the sub 2 group. Then instead I offer him cash. How's the process like that? I offer him a real good cash offer.
You offer him real cash offer. So most of the times that won't work because, first of all, it's either going to be, usually sub 2 deals are either overpriced. But if it's not, if you really confronted the bill, because most of the times you come in at asking price, meaning it's either going to be 100% ARV or maybe 90% ARV and it needs repairs or maybe 80%. But sometimes you can get a good 70% ARV deal and it's just like, okay, let me just do cash. Yeah. In that situation, I mean, no worries. I mean, everybody gets paid. That's it.
So then you, who bought it under sub 2, I guess your responsibility is to go and fully pay the mortgage and close the everything, right, with that seller.
Yeah, you take your cash, you pay the mortgage, you pay the equity of the
Or you
seller.
can also choose to keep on paying the thing, right? Because you're not making any money essentially.
But the guy wants cash, so what do you mean you can choose to pay the thing? What thing?
Joseph, I think you're missing the point. Let's assume you get a property under sub 2, right? You're looking for a buyer. You find your buyer, who's me, okay? And me as your buyer, let's say you get it at 400,000, full asking price on sub 2. You post it on Facebook, and you find an interested buyer, who's me. Then I come to you and say, okay, instead of giving you 400, instead of giving you, you offer it as a sub 2 deal, but I tell you, look, I'm not interested in sub 2. I really like this house. I'll pay you full asking price for it, okay? But it's under your name now, and then you're just paying the mortgage payments for the next of the seller. So then, is it your responsibility if I give it the cash 400,000 and you give it to me? Can you choose to say, okay, instead of paying the 400 cash and closing everything on this deal, I'll just get what I get and I'll continue paying these monthly payments and do whatever I want. Like I won't, mess up on the payments.
I see what you're saying. So instead of, he's come with 400 cash. So instead of taking that 400 cash, you just keep it in your pocket, and then you pay from the 400 every month until it's paid off.
Yeah, $100, maybe for the next 10 years to pay $30,000.
So, yes, but no, because in order for that guy to close, he has to go through title, right? And when he goes through title, the title is going to show up what? What is it going to show?
The mortgage on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's say there's mortgage 40,000. Let's say the mortgage balance it's a $400 property, $400 million, $400,000 property. The mortgage balance is 80,000. I can still choose to say, okay, I'll pay the 80, and then keep on paying the monthly payments of $1,000.
What is the meaning of what does the mortgage really mean?
I guess it's the balance of the loan that you got on the house, right?
But what is it really?
It's let's put it in simple terms. What I understand about it is like a cash advance. So you get a cash advance from the bank for you to buy a property, and then you pay them back slowly for a certain period of time.
But for example, for a mortgage, right? If you have a property, let's say 400,000, let's say on the right now that's 80,000. What does that really mean?
That means, bro, you're already almost fully owned it. You just own 80,000, and then it'll be under your name. You would have paid your loan back.
What does that really mean?
That's the balance that you owe the bank in order for you to change ownership.
What does it mean? Go deeper. Like, you're still on the same balance, still on the surface level.
Yeah, that's what it means pretty much is that, or the total rent, that the total amount of money that was given to you, plus the interest, plus everything, this is what's left for you to pay to cover up that advance that you have taken.
What does it really mean?
That's how I get it. What it means, Joseph. Huh?
No, I'm gonna ask again. Because think harder. What does it mean?
It means you're not fully ownership. Like you're not fully the owner until this part is paid, until everything is paid.
Okay, what does that mean?
That's what I get.
What does you're not fully the owner, bro? You get tired thinking. You get tired thinking.
No, I'm sorry, I don't understand.
What did you say just right now? You said like you're not really the owner until everything is paid off.
Yeah, until the debt is paid.
What does that mean?
It means that property can be seized back at any time. You're not fully the owner.
Okay, so why would a person pay 400,000 and want that to stay under the house?
Tough times. Maybe fell into bankruptcy.
You know, you're not listening. So the buyer, you're the buyer, right? You came to buy the house, and then you gave me 400,000 to keep in my pocket. Why would you take a house that has that?
Well, I gave you 400,000 as the total purchase, so you can remove whatever liens or whatever you have. It will be covered by that cost. See, let's assume there's 80,000, like I'm saying right now. It's 80,000.
Yeah.
Right. So essentially, you're getting 400, but you still owe 80. So you're pocketing 320.
True. So 320. Then when you pocket 320 in your pocket, I don't get your point. So what you're saying, so you've already paid 80, so why the payments?
I'm asking you now. That's what I'm saying, Joseph. Me, I'm the third buyer. Me, I'm the third buyer. You got it under sub 2, right? You got it under sub 2.
Okay, give me an example.
80K.
Give me an actual example. And share your screen and write down the numbers, because you're losing your point. But not that you're losing a point like you don't have any point. No, I'm like you're going on a different direction and you're losing the tree of thought.
Okay.
Share your screen, put a notepad, and then write down the numbers. And I could easily answer this question, but I don't want to. I want to understand it from your.
Let's see. So there's sell. Okay. Buyer 1. Buyer.
No, don't put buyer 1, buyer 2. Put it. Put first owner, second owner, third owner.
Okay. Okay. As 80K balance open to terms and carry is a 10.
What's the wait? Put the numbers okay there. Okay. Put what's the okay? Hey, I got you finished. You don't have your details, not really. Bro, you don't have to write all the words. I mean, just write the numbers. Much easier.
That's not right. Okay.
Okay, so before you go to the let's see your third first. Go to the third and then now for our
Right. Okay, so these are the 3 parties, huh?
Okay, so let's start with the first. So the first 80,000 was mortgage, and then the second buyer, the second owner bought it for 400,000. So the mortgage was 80, and where did he pay 320 cash, or how did he pay the remaining 320?
The second owner got it under, got it under sub to 400,000. So paid, let's say, down payment. Payment 10K till making payment in first year.
Sure. So down payment 10K. 10 minus 400, how much is that? Or is that, yeah, I guess that's the down payment. 10 minus 400,000, how much is that?
390.
390 minus 80K mortgage, how much is that?
310.
Where is the 310? Or is the 310 forgiven? Is it really, is it purchased by 10 plus, is it purchased only for 90 or for 400?
I pay 400 cash, okay? So
No, relax. Sorry. The second buyer, we're on the second buyer. So the second buyer, what do you mean purchase by 400? So how does that 400 work? 480,000 mortgage, right? How much is left from
Does
after
this
the
make it easier
mortgage?
for you?
It doesn't.
The second buyer
It doesn't because you don't get it still. 400,000 is the purchase price.
On sub 2, yes.
Break down that
Full cash
400,000. How is that 400,000 allocated?
It's allocated that he's gonna pay in 5 years, and then like here that I.
How is he gonna pay 400,000 in 5 years?
Bro, he's gonna put 10 down, do
Okay.
monthly payments of, let's say, monthly payments of 2,000 times 2,000 times 12, 18, 12, 24, 36, 42, 56. 56 months plus balloon on the 5th year.
Can you
So
do you have a phone?
No,
Where is it?
it's got an issue. It's got a problem.
What?
It's got a problem.
What problem?
The screen has got a problem. Man, my phone, the screen has got a problem, man. What's the correlation? Why would I lie? The screen has got a problem. Can you not see the crack?
Can I not see what?
The crack?
I don't see that. I don't see your camera. Let me see if I can see your picture. Let me see 1 second. Let me change the view of this. I can only see myself. That's weird, actually, that I can only see myself. Oh, okay. So, when did it happen?
I think on Monday.
Is that iPhone?
Monday or something. Yeah.
Bro, what is your problem?
Man, it was a mistake. I dropped it down, yeah? It was my mistake. I dropped it down.
Monday.
Too many things on my mind. I dropped it down.
This Monday?
This Monday.
You're celebrating the Celtics and you dropped it down, or that was before?
Nah, that was before. I think Celtic was Tuesday morning my time.
Yeah. Okay. That's why
Yeah,
you're
that
having
happens.
an attitude that day?
That's what. No, bro. I didn't have any attitude, but it happened that same day. It happened Monday itself.
Bro,
It's
you have a
happened Monday,
curse.
let's see.
You have a curse. So, like, you broke your computer, you repaired your computer, now your phone is broken.
Imagine, bro.
When you I hope I'm not gonna say it, because when you repair your phone.
No, I won't drink it.
Or maybe you will not have a phone until.
No, I need a phone, bro.
You should get a fake phone.
Luckily enough, it's
if
not,
I was your parent, like I would say give you a Huawei or something.
But they didn't buy me this phone. My parents have not bought me a phone since I was, I think.
Doesn't matter.
14.
If I had any chances onto accounting to your finances, I would buy you the cheapest phone, black and white.
It's actually cheap to fix, so I'm not really worried. I just don't have money. But it's not expensive to fix.
No, it is expensive. Phone, screen.
Nah, it's because it's an iPhone. It's an iPhone 11, so
It's not even
they're
turning
kind
on.
of cheap. Huh?
It's not turning on. How is it shipped?
It's turning on. It's just the screen is broken. The screen is cracked. It's turning on.
So can you use it or not?
No, I can't use it because the screen is off right now. The screen is, let's see.
It is faded.
Huh?
It has the rainbow color, correct?
Something like that, exactly.
Yeah, so that's the liquid damage.
Yeah, so because of the impact, I guess that's what happened.
That's not expensive. That's not cheap. So
No, because I already inquired about the price. It's $650. How much is $650? It's the $650. It's not expensive. I already inquired from the people. $25.
okay.
So it's okay. It's manageable. Of course, it's a back throw, but it's not like it's crazy expensive money that I'm gonna pay now.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah. So anyway,
so your 400,000.
um,
How is that broken down? How
are
is
you
the-
talking about the second?
Where is so the buyer that buys from the first owner? So the second buyer buys it from the first owner. How does
Yeah.
it
So
buy-
let's say
where
I
does it
just
get
say
the
I come to
400?
an agreement. Now I call the first. Let's assume I'm the first. I'm the second buyer. Let's
True.
assume
Okay.
I'm the buyer. This is me.
All right.
Okay. I call the seller. Hey, are you looking to go down the price cash? No, I'm not looking to go down the price cash. Okay, you open the terms. What are your terms? Yeah, I'm maybe willing to entertain it. Yeah, I can give you terms. If I'll pay you asking price of 400,000. Okay, what kind of terms are you offering? Okay, so what I'm doing so that I'm able to make money as well. I can give you 10,000 down on the 400,000. I can give you 10,000 down. Now, how much is your mortgage balance? My mortgage balance is 80,000. Okay, I'll be doing the monthly payments on the mortgage. Okay, I'll be doing the monthly payments on the mortgage, and then let's say monthly payments are $1,500, and then I'll be giving an extra $500 for yourself. So total in month 2,000, and I'll do this for 56 months, which is 5 years, and then at the 5-year point.
Why are you giving me 500?
Huh?
Why are you giving me 500?
Let's say just some money for you to do your monthly stuff,
Like just
some
some
extra
money
thing
to
on top of the
spend?
mortgage payment, huh?
Just some money to enjoy?
Cover up your monthly expenses,
So you're giving me 500 as a gift.
No, it's part of the money. It's part of the money. I'm giving you 2,000. 1,500. I'm paying the mortgage on your behalf because you still have the thing is still in your name.
Yeah.
And 500 I'm giving to you.
So why are you giving me 500?
Bro, for yourself, we've agreed that I'll give you a
gift?
certain amount each month.
I mean, you can give me 500 a month each month. If it's a gift, that's okay.
No, it will be deducted from the total. From the total price.
How is it deducted from the total price?
Let's say it's 500. It's accumulated. So 10,000 plus the 500 plus the the mortgage payments I'm covering for you. That's the 2,000 times 56 months. So 2,000 times 56 months is what?
This is where I wanted
Right.
you to have your phone here, but I guess your phone.
I have the calculator here. You can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. 2,000 times 56 months. 1,100 and 1,000. Sorry, 112. 12 plus the 10,000 I'm giving you. So I would have given you 122,000. Okay.
No,
Minus.
you wouldn't have given me 122,000.
Ah.
Go the minus, but I'll correct you. No, that's no. But what are you gonna minus?
400,000. So at the 5th year period, I'll give you this amount to walk away with. That means I would have finished all the 400,000.
You're wrong.
So am I understanding the whole concept wrong or what?
Yes.
This is how I understand it. So I understand when we'll give you,
You're wrong. You're wrong.
down
You're
payment.
wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
How exactly is it?
It's not even the same as what you're doing. It's very different.
Okay. How is it?
So first
Maybe
of
that's what
all,
Mhm.
If you said you give me 122,000, are you giving 120,000 to me or to the bank?
To the bank. I'm taking over your payments.
Wait, 122,000. I'm going to repeat it again. You said you're giving 122,000. Are you giving it to me or to the bank?
Okay. Let me recalculate my numbers.
No, you don't need to recalculate. There's this waste. You're still gonna wrong. You're gonna do it wrong
To the
again.
bank.
Huh?
To the bank, but you have 80K mortgage.
So you're giving 122,000 to the bank while the mortgage is 80,000. How's that possible?
Let's do this. Let me just.
No. Wait a second. Chill out. You're gonna do it wrong. So just wait. So you're gonna give 122,000. I'm gonna repeat again. To the bank or to me?
Total payment in this 56 months is 102. That's what I was telling you. I'll give
To
you
the bank
500
or to me? To the bank.
Some to you, some to the bank.
Okay, now at least better, but still you're wrong in the whole concept. So the whole concept, you don't look at it the way you're looking at it. You're very wrong, and this is gonna confuse you. So delete whatever it's not related. Start zero. You remove everything, and then I'll show you how to start again. Then say right on top of the heading hybrid, because this is a hybrid. Hybrid, I think you know. What is a hybrid?
Partly cash, partly I guess financing, right?
No. Yeah, yes, but you very wrong words. Half sub two, half seller financing, not part financing, part cash.
Okay.
I mean half sub two, half seller financing. Sub two is straight sub two, meaning no seller.
Okay, let's just do it straight sub two.
Chill first. Oh, you wanna see all scenarios? You wanna see all scenarios or no?
Yes.
Okay, so the first easiest scenario is straight up two. So it goes sub two, say sub two, remove the hybrid, just remove a hybrid. I don't want to see hybrid. So sub two is the first scenario. Then the second scenario, don't write it down, but I'm gonna explain it later on. Sub two only, meaning there's no seller financing, and then there's seller financing only. There's no sub two. And then there is hybrid, which is sub 2 and seller financing. So we're going to start on sub 2. If it was sub 2, I want you to put first owner, just number 1, ST, first, don't write the words, first owner.
But there's no dip.
And then space, enter, then maybe even copy the whole word, and paste it 2 times.
Okay.
And then second, third. No. Change the first owner to second owner and third owner.
You know, actually, this is the same as just writing them down. Huh? You think it's quicker, but it's actually really the same.
It's quicker. You're slow.
Man, I'm typing faster.
So
Look at this guy. When I type faster,
leave the space between the 2 words, the words, so that I can write. Okay, so first owner. Space, put space at first the next sentence. After that, and yes, I don't want to put capital letters. I want to put PP, just PP, and then the double dots. What did they say? Exclamation? No, not exclamation. Yeah, that one. What is that called again?
Hyphen, I think.
No, hyphen is not. I was about to say hyphen too. No, what is this? Let me see. What is?
It's hyphen.
And this is how we digress, huh? Symbol called. Sorry, I'm digressing. Just so stupid. Colon. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So PP is the purchase price, and then we're gonna go to purchase price. So let's say 400,000, 400K. Then we're gonna go to space. We're gonna go to, let's say, seller financing loan. Let's say SL, something like that. SL. we're gonna use the same for everyone, so don't worry, it's gonna be faster for that. Space, colon, and then let's say seller financing, colon, 0, BL maybe, bank loan, colon, let's say 400, and then BP, down payment. How much is down payment?
10K.
10K. And then really
What is SL?
seller loan, seller financing loan. And then
Okay.
PITI,
PITI?
yeah. And then put let's say 1,500, the one you saved. And then seller PITI, maybe SPITI. No, SPI, like, I don't know, actually I'm gonna confuse you. Let's say SPITI and then bank BPITI, just to make it, I guess, to make it not similar but understandable. But this is just, then let's say 0, no, because this is sub 2, so 0. And then that's pretty much it. And then
Balloon?
let's say balloon. I think balloon is gonna confuse you. There's no need to put the balloonish condition right now. Or you wanna see balloon condition? I think it's gonna confuse you for the first time. Maybe you can check the overall afterwards and see the balloon overall afterwards. So put closing cost. I guess you know that there's closing cost and TC, right? Forget about that. So now copy all of that and then paste it on the second owner and the third owner. Okay. So if it's sub 2, I guess the first owner, this is the terms that he's offering. Or maybe I think we shouldn't put the first owner because
My bank loan here is 80K. It's not why they put it 400K. They're owing the bank mortgage balance.
so I'll explain it. We'll get to that. So if it's sub 2, straight sub 2, there is no seller financing. It's just sub 2. So if in case that you're purchasing for 400,000 and I guess I don't know if we should remove the third owner because the third owner is really, if you're purchasing for just leave it on. If you're purchasing for 400,000 and then let's say the bank loan is just 80, so let's see, assume it's 80. That means if it's straight sub 2 without seller financing, that means the down payment has to be 320. So put 320, meaning put 320. So meaning that there is no monthly payment anymore. The only monthly payment will be the mortgage payments that we're taking over. But after you pay 320, then you pay 320 to cover the remaining part of, because what's the purchase price?
400.
Minus the mortgage?
320.
So where is that 320 gonna go?
To this in the seller's pocket.
Yeah, like how so they either have to financing or not financing it. And since this is straight sub 2, there's no seller financing. So they're not financing it. That means you have to come up with the 320.
So it means me selling in the so it means us asking how much down. I guess they're not actually saying sub 2. We're actually moving now essentially to sub 2 and seller financing, because if we're doing straight sub 2, would definitely need to pay how much down we need to pay, the mortgage balance minus the overall purchase price. Sorry, the purchase price minus the mortgage balance. That's how much we need to pay them down. Right?
Repeat that again.
If it's straight sub 2, there's no need of asking them, how much down is required. 50%. That's irrelevant for us, because if it's straight sub 2, what we need to pay them is what the price we agree on, minus the mortgage balance. The mortgage balance will carry, but the price minus the mortgage balance. That's it.
Yeah, but the seller doesn't know about like the seller wants to know sub 2 really. So you cannot, most of the times you have to ask for how much down, because like if you tell them, oh, I'm just gonna buy it sub 2, I'll take over whatever mortgage. First of all, yeah, you're right. Like whatever you say, you're right. But like the seller, when you say that, they won't understand what you're. I guess I don't know. It's interchangeable. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. 100%. But like, yeah, if you say straight up 2, then you don't have to ask how much down, because you have, they're not gonna sell a finance, so it has to be all of the remaining balance has to be paid at time of closing. But most of the times, that's not really a reasonable deal for you to pay $320 down. So
unless they're almost about done with their mortgage, right?
no, that's even worse.
Sorry, unless they have a lot of balance on their mortgage, then if we were to reverse this to maybe to 80, then I'll say, hey, look at this.
It's still too much, but yes, I guess.
I'll pay you 120, and then I'll take over your payments.
Yeah, but 120 is like, how much is that? 30% down?
Yeah, like 40 actually.
So that's still. Do you think that's a lot or that's little? If anybody else can get it from a bank for 5% down, other people are getting the same house for 5% down. Why would you pay 30-40% down? So
yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, yes, yeah, you can if you have cash, but it doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's sub 2. So if it's just seller finance, what would be the situation? So remove the sub 2 there on the top. And let's say seller finance.
Okay.
Okay.
No shortcuts. Okay.
So no, it's cool. It's okay.
No problems then. Okay.
Okay, so in seller finance, what would be different here? I want you to since you already understand it, what would be different?
Seller financing, purchase price.
What is seller financing?
Bank loan will be 0.
Yes.
Seller loan will be so down payment. Let's say 80 here. So instead, there's no bank in between. Here instead, I'll give them a down payment.
Why 80?
And then
Why 80?
No, it was 80. I just changed to 320 because remember it was 80 initially. I was just.
You're making this is again. You're getting confused again. You're making another mistake again. Delete what you're saying. Why 80? Like you don't.
Sorry. You're right.
No, why 10?
Okay, yeah.
Why 10?
It's 10 everywhere. The down payment is 10. That was the number that we used in subject.
Why 10?
10% upfront.
10% or 10?
10,000.
10,000 or 10%?
10,000. This is 10K. This is 10K.
Why
10K?
10K?
Those are the terms we agreed upon. I'll give you 10K, then I'll split the payments.
Okay, but why did you select it to give me 10K?
The lower, the better. Yes, I'm not paying.
Okay, yeah, that's the better answer. Why are you not confident with that? That's a better answer. It doesn't have to be 10K. It can be any amount. You can even do 0 down. That's why I'm asking why 10K, and you didn't know why you put that 10. First of all, you put 80 because it's the bank loan, and then you transferred it. I guess you made a mistake. But you can put any amount of down payment. It can be 0 down. It can be 100% down. That's full cash offer. It can be 50% down. Like the down payment is an agreement between you and the seller, whatever you two decide. So if you put 10K, what's the seller financing loan?
So if I put here, it's gonna be 390, right?
What's the bank PITI?
0.
What's the seller PITI?
390.
So it's gonna say 390 every month. Or you don't know what PITI is?
Monthly. Even PITI, I think insurance tax, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. No.
You need something. Yeah, for sure. When? I was asleep. Papa came at 3 or so. Yeah, I was asleep. Thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah, so here, yeah, I know it's insurance. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but it's like insurance, taxes, something like that. Uh, mm, wait, principal insurance. Let's see. Principal insurance taxes and interest. Principal insurance taxes and interest. Okay.
Okay. So
Hello?
what is that? What does it really mean? Go to ChatGPT and ask what is PITI, because it looks like you really don't understand. I mean, you know it's principal, that's a long form, but you don't know what it really means. Or you do, but you forget. I don't know. I cannot speak for you, but it looks like you don't know what it is.
Okay. So where are we? So it's all of these combined, I guess. The mortgage, the interest rate you guys agree upon, the taxes, and the insurance on the home.
What is PITI? Explain that.
Total monthly payment of the insurance, principal, interest, and taxes combined.
Okay. So go back to the notepad. What's the bank PITI?
Bank PITI is 0.
What's the seller PITI?
Let's say 1,000.
Okay.
Let's say 2,000 to make it simpler.
Sure. All right. So that's self-financing. What's the difference between self-financing and sub 2?
Where's the balloon?
There's no balloon. We agreed that. So that's why I didn't want to confuse the balloon, because balloon is going to get complicated. We'll do another example after and add the balloon.
What's the difference with seller financing? There's no bank, there's no mortgage. You're paying directly to the seller, and then with subject to, you're paying the mortgage to the bank.
Okay, go ahead and put hybrid.
Okay.
Okay, so now hybrid is the example you're talking about. So let's look at the example you're talking about.
400,000.
You forgot what your example was?
400,000. Bank loan, 80K. Seller loan. Wait, 90. Retail, I think. Bank PITI. 1,200. So on the principal, that costs more. Insurance, do they fall under pay to the bank or to the seller? Like the insurance and the taxes, do they go to the bank or to the seller?
Insurance and taxes. What? Repeat the question again.
The PIT is principal, insurance, taxes, and interest, right?
Yeah.
So the interest, I think, is going to the seller, and then I'm asking you that the taxes and the insurance, because these are about the house, who are they going to?
Yeah. So usually it goes to the government, but I just put that I put both of them PITI so that it doesn't, like, you kind of understand the concept, but the taxes and insurance doesn't go to the bank or to the seller, it goes to the government.
Okay.
The reason even it's called PITI is because it doesn't mean that it goes, when you pay it goes to the bank. It means that the bank collects it and then stores it in an account, in a savings account, and then pays it at the end of the year. If that makes sense.
On your behalf.
On your behalf, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So in that
Yeah.
case,
So that I just put that one in just to not get confusing.
Okay.
Okay, and now here's a big question, because the previous one, you put this SPITI as 2,000, and on this situation you put SPITI at 500. Why?
Because in this situation, there's a loan that I'm covering, so the loan is covering most of the payments.
Why?
The
How
loan
did you
payment
select
will
the 500? What made you select?
Huh?
Why not 600?
I just wrote these numbers for average sake, but because, like you just said, like,
Where did you
I'm
get
paying-
500?
where have I put this 500?
Where did you get 500 from? Let's assume that bank PITI, that was the.
That's the part that I've agreed to pay the seller monthly on
Why?
the seller financing
Why
front of it.
500?
It's just a figure. I said 2,000 per month. That's the figure that I said I can pay, like 500, and then the 1.5 will cover the the mortgage and the taxes,
So
insurance.
if you're paying the seller $500,
Mhm.
did you just decide 500, or
Agreed.
you agreed? Okay, but why did you agree 500? Why did you, like you yourself, why choose 500? Or why choose 500?
The reason I'm choosing 500 is already I'm paying.
Why didn't
monthly
you choose 100?
Bro, the seller is going to maybe deny, and also I'm
Let's
just
assume
trying
the
to say,
seller
like,
is very flexible, he's not going to deny. Why not choose 100? Why choose 500?
In that case, I can change the numbers because I'm choosing the number based on, let's assume I'm going to, rent this out. I need to be able to cover this amount and also keep something for myself.
I see. You're right, but you're also a little bit wrong. Meaning that 500, you don't just choose it. You choose it, yes. You like if I was to just choose, I would decide to choose 100. Why not choose 100 and then I can make more money and cash flow more, right? Why not choose 400? Why choose 500? Why not choose 400? Then I can make $100 extra. The number, yes, is okay, yeah. You choose it. You want to choose the list, and if the seller agrees to 0, it's even better. The less the better. But also that number has to play a part into paying the loan. For example, if you choose $500, how will you be able to pay $300,000? Let's say 500. How many years would that take?
Yeah.
Do your calculation right now. So 500, 310,000 divide by 12 months, right? Then divide by $500.
Divide by 12.
Why did you put 350?
No, 300. This 300. This. Oh, this 350.
Is the seller? Why you put 350? First of all, where did you get that 350 from?
Okay, I put 400,000, right?
Why? What are we doing now? Or maybe I'm confused already. What are we doing?
We're trying to see how long is it gonna take me to pay this, right?
So why did you put 400?
But actually, since it's just this payment. Okay, cool. That's my confusion. It's just this payment, so we'll only be calculating this and this. We'll skip the bank loan part. Okay, so.
So why did you put 350 in before, or you just went?
I was confused. So now I got it. So it's 310 divided by.
Say 500.
Divided by 12. 51.
Okay. So you see, so your 500, you don't just select 500, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, if you pay 500 every month, it will take 51 years for the seller to get all his money back. So it's not really about you choosing any number. Of course, you want to choose the list, but it's also more so of does that number work?
You being able to finish the transaction in less time frame, I guess, right?
Yeah. And one thing also, it's not really about. So, for example, what you would do in this situation is actually you would use a mortgage calculator. So you would use a mortgage calculator. Do you know what a mortgage calculator is?
Yeah, I think we've used it to the past.
But you've forgotten.
Yeah, because it's electronic. Like you just fill in the numbers, I guess it calculates for you. That's how we used it in the past.
Open the bank rate one. It's much
I
better.
think it was this one here. Yeah, we put in the rent, we put in whatever, then it calculates for us how much down payment is needed and all that. Yeah. Let's see, let's just try it.
No, you don't
Home
put
price,
400.
400.
You cannot put 400 because anyways, let me see what you do. You get stuck and then maybe we'll correct you because I don't want to correct you now.
Okay, let's say 10 years. 10 years is the shortest I see. Interest rate 0. Okay. Can you give me the one?
What do you think is wrong with what you just did?
Bro, there's nothing wrong that I did. I don't think. The total home price, yeah, I think it's okay because it covers.
So the
principal and interest, which is
principal
the
and
loan,
interest.
is being covered here.
principal and interest. Who are you gonna pay the principal and interest in?
Bank.
What about the seller?
The seller is zero interest, man. To the seller is zero interest. So the principal I'll pay to the bank. That's the loan, the mortgage. Interest, if I agree with the seller. If not interest, yeah, the seller I think has an interest rate on the bank already, man. So the seller has an interest rate on the bank already.
Bro,
I'll pay the interest to the bank as well because I'm paying the seller's mortgage. So I'll carry both the mortgage and the interest.
This is so tough because you're getting 1 point and then you're completely lost in there when you move forward. So you're doing a calculation right now of principal and interest, right?
Correct.
To pay to who?
Bank.
Why do you want to do the principal and interest for the bank?
Because there's a mortgage on this.
But isn't that mortgage already set? Like, are you gonna change the principal and interest? Or why? Like, why even calculating the bank principal and interest? Isn't that something you just assume the payments? You don't change anything? Am I wrong or am I right?
You're right.
So why
That's
are you
already
saying
set.
you're
The
paying
seller
to
has their
the
own
bank?
interest. Okay, so then it should be this.
There we go, man.
Zero down to the seller.
Why zero down?
No interest to the seller.
I said zero down or no interest. Well, those are two different things.
Zero interest here. The down payment I've already written is 10,000.
So you're gonna pay the seller 300,000 is your. So how is the down payment 10,000? So the down payment is 10,000, and the seller loan is 300,000.
310.
So the seller loan is 310.
Uh-huh.
But why did you put it as 320,000?
So should I deduct that to the total price now?
I think you're losing the point again. Let's go start from
I think I
400,000.
am. I think I am. Huh?
You're losing the point. You think you are, or you think you're not losing the point?
I'm not. You're confusing me. The thing is, you're confusing me because you're asking
not.
me the questions
I'm
instead
not.
of guiding me.
So for 400,000, I gotta ask you a question. I've explained it a lot of times to explain it one more time. I think you should have gotten it by now, but you know all these programs. That means I've explained it already. That
But
if
years
I-
ago, Joseph, you can like it's been years. Plus
No,
almost
no,
to,
that's
like,
just an
I
excuse.
could forget.
Do you forget your name? Do you forget your?
Since we, that's different, man. If I ask you
not
what you
different.
learned in
It's
chemistry
not different.
4 years ago, you
I wouldn't
don't
forget.
practice.
I would remember
you'd
it.
forget.
No.
No ways. No
No.
ways.
So the if I explain, you won't understand. So I gotta ask questions. So 400. So let's start from the 400,000, right? That 400,000, as you showed on the list there, what was the down payment?
80 grams.
The down payment was 80 grand?
Sorry, down payment was 10 grand.
Okay. Then what was the bank loan?
80 grand.
What was the seller financing loan?
310.
In the seller financing loan, what's the down payment of the seller financing loan?
10,000.
What is the total? Does that mean that is 310 is the seller financing loan? Does that include the down payment or doesn't include the down payment?
Doesn't.
Does or doesn't?
Does not.
So go back to the mortgage. So here, can you write those numbers again and then?
Here I wrote 310.
Okay.
Here I wrote 10,000.
So if you write
Here.
3,010, what does that mean over there?
Is the money going to the seller?
Okay. Does that include the down payment over there or it doesn't?
Ah. It does. On this calculator it does. So here it should be hit this.
Okay. Or the easiest way when you're doing this kind of situations, in this situation, what I usually think is easy, do not put the down payment. Just put the down payment 0, since that's a separate, because the more bank loan is separate. Like we didn't include the bank loan in all this calculation. Here we're just trying to find the payments we're gonna make.
To the seller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really, everything else doesn't really matter. So what you wanna do is put the bank, your loan amount, and that's it. You wanna find your loan amount payments. It's really not really about the PITI or anything like that. It's really about the payments that you're gonna make. Forget the down payment. Usually I don't interfere with the down payment here. I try to put them 0. And also on the property tax and home insurance I put 0 too, because that's gonna confuse me. Because first of all, those property tax is different on different states, and the home insurance is different on different houses. Like a $1 million house home insurance is not the same as a $100,000 house home insurance. So plus it depends on the company. If you get with Geico, it's different home insurance than when you get with other companies. So it's a variable. Of course, when you put the zip code, it gives you like an approximate what you can get for, but still, like, just put 0 because that's just we just want to find how much am
You
I
won't
going
allow
to
me
pay.
though, that's the thing.
What do you mean? You don't put 0 on zip code, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like, okay, I thought you said on the zip code you just put 0 because the variable changes, so I was saying it won't allow me on the zip
No. Why do you? I mean, what does the zip code do to the PITI? It only affects the insurance and tax, which you put 0.
code. Okay.
It doesn't affect the principal. Like principal won't change on zip code, principal and interest, whether it's Zambia or whatever. Okay, anyways. So we just want to find the payment, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, so that's your PITI calculator right there. So when you say 500, that only works when you put 51 years, correct?
Yeah.
Right? Let's find another mortgage calculator. This one doesn't have, it usually doesn't have more than 30 years. So go to the You can actually maybe leave this one and then go another tab, but also that works. Even that works too. Just go in the next first calculator. Man, I hope I won't explain this again, man. This is almost an hour of explanation.
No, I get it.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's do that one. Let's start first with 51 years. Bro, this is... Let me find a good calculator. Looks like a bad calculator you have there. But if you can figure it out, go ahead. I think I have one that I saved. So do 51 years, and then let me know if when you find it. Oh, here we go. Okay, I found this one. This one is a simple one. I usually recommend this. It's on the chat. See if I can send it to WhatsApp.
I think I found it.
This is the one I sent. It's much easier. It's more simple. I'm trying to shut you down, but there's some that are hard to. Bro, what are you doing?
Relax, bro. Like I'm putting the dollar amount, the years, 1 years.
Okay, I guess you wanna put down payment, but I thought that's why I thought we agreed on down payment is much easier, but remove the down payment, man. So it's just gonna confuse you. Once things get complicated, you're gonna start doing some other stuff. So when you're calculating this, you're just calculating the payments. So forget about the down payment. Just make sure that your loan amount doesn't include any down payment.
Okay.
Okay, so you see, so we rounded them $500, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
so now we're gonna see. I mean, usually when you amortize this kind of stuff, you're gonna amortize. I mean, so the payment. My reason for showing all of this is that the payment really is not what you just don't randomly decide. Because if you, let's say put 30 years. Let's assume it's 30 years.
But what about if we do this? If we do look.
Don't mention balloon.
30 years.
Don't mention balloon.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Don't mention
I was gonna
balloon.
say that.
You're gonna say that?
It increases. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like we do 30 years. Let's say we calculate it based on 50. Because I've heard explanations like this. We
Yes,
calculate it
because
based
I don't
on-
want to get into that because that's another different topic, and I don't want to. I'll get to that, but not now.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess you get my point. Is that the payment, you just don't decide what the payment is. You have to, of course, you want the lowest, but it has also to make sense for the seller, but also it has to make sense in terms of this calculator right here.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Like you can decide, okay, I'm just gonna pay $200 a month, but if you pay $200 a month, it's gonna take 100 years. So, it might not work. So, again, so that's why the reason I asked you about that, because when you start the first property, you remember the first seller financing only, the first example we did where it was just sub 2 and then seller financing only, and then you put the payment to the seller was 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so down you don't just decide. I mean, you have, for example, like if it was, let's assume that how much would it be for it to be 2,000? How many years? I think it would be like around 25. Put 25 and see. 20
Probably
or
20.
25. No, so maybe 15. It should be.
Yeah, even like 12 years.
Yeah. So for your deal,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much like 12 years or 13 years should be the time. But also
Yeah.
remember that when you're doing this like this, what if the seller says, I want some interest on my money? So it gets more complicated. You get what I'm saying? So what if the seller says, I want market rate interest at 5%. Now your payment at 5,000, I'm guessing. 2,000. Okay? 700. So if they want 5%. So like all this play part into the number that you decide. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like that number, if the seller wants interest, it plays a part. If the seller says like I can only do, now I'll get to the balloon. I don't want to get to the balloon right now. So the terms, this is the amortization terms, and then there's the terms for the balloon. So there's the amortization terms. This is called an amortization calculator. Can you say it with me? Amortization, because it's tough to say.
Yeah, I can see.
Amortization.
Amortization.
Yeah, amortization calculator is different from the balloon term. So balloon term can be less, and then amortization calculator. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess now you get for the hybrid. So let's finish the hybrid example, and let's assume that the bank payments were put on the slash on 1,500. Put a slash there. No, on the 1,500, not the down payment.
Mm-hmm.
Then say like let's say 15 years left. Okay, and then let's assume that we want to sell our financing loan to be 15 years too. How much would our payment be?
Our payment would...
No. You're about to. Well, bro, this is why I say, like, I teach you this stuff, and then the next second, you're about to use the calculator. This is so funny.
Okay.
This is so funny.
Like if we did 15 years, already there, we're on...
No.
We're on what? 860? We
No.
got the figures.
What are you doing?
You're saying if it was 15 years, right? What will our bank payment be? So this would
No,
be...
I didn't ask what our bank
860.
payment will be. I didn't ask what our bank payment will be.
What's the question?
What did I ask?
If our... Let's assume it was 15 years. What will our payment be?
Did
Our
I
bank
ask?
payment be?
I said our bank payment be?
Our payment be, I think.
Our bank payment is 1,500. I already know that.
Okay.
What did I ask?
Then the seller... You say what our payment be?
Okay. What will our payment be?
27 minus 15. 1,200 here.
You didn't get it or what?
Bro, 15 years, right? Here, we come back to the calculator. Okay? Actually, 15 years, 27. 15
You see,
years.
this is the tough. Like this is the stuff of
Zero down.
of people. Like you're not serious, bro. You're not serious.
No, I'm following you. You're not,
I'm not what?
I'm following you. You just...
Have I not explained
many
everything here?
concept that all of you practice this calculator time and time
No.
and time again. Imagine.
Well, how many times have I
Like,
heard you say that excuse, bro? Like every time you're like,
No, it's just true, man. Like,
you've
you
practiced
practice
time and time and time again. Oh, that was too long ago. That was 1 year ago. Every excuse in the book you can use, bro. That's just an excuse. People learn stuff. Do you think people learn stuff for years? No, they learn it once and then they know it. Maybe a few examples and that's it. All right. Anyways, so what's the seller payment if we are to pay the seller for in 15 years?
If we were to pay the seller 15 years, it is 1,722.
You're not gonna minus the 1,500?
Which, if I was, it's gonna be if I was to pay the seller the total of that. No, I'm not gonna, because I'm paying to the bank. Like I'm making payments on behalf of the seller. So why am I gonna minus?
Why did you
So-
minus before?
Huh?
Why did you minus before?
this is the payment to the seller alone.
I get it. I
Right.
get it. Go back to the notes.
Yeah.
Didn't you just minus
This is the
before?
payment to the seller alone.
I
No,
get it. I
no
get
mortgage.
it. I get it. I get it. Didn't you minus like a few minutes
So
ago?
actually, what I'm gonna pay the seller is
Bro,
the whole total.
I'm asking a question. Didn't you minus a few minutes ago?
I did.
Why did you
What I'm
minus?
paying the seller is this
Why did you minus a few minutes ago?
Yeah, you're right. I should pay the seller is this whole fee.
So why did you minus a few minutes ago? It was a mistake?
No, bro, I'm grasping the concept and you're making it hard for me now because like you keep making me go back and feel stupid.
Of course, if you make mistakes, you should feel right. If you,
So should I ask you something in economics? Like I give you
Ask
an
me.
example once, I tell you, are you gonna do it for me?
Go ahead.
You won't. Like
Go ahead.
you won't. Like you're making it difficult.
I'm making it so
I'm
you don't
grasping it,
forget.
but I'm going back now, and then I'm kind of getting like, oh, am I
No,
not
you
right?
never,
Am I
you
wrong?
never go back again after this. Trust me.
No, I will. I don't appreciate this way of going about things. So maybe if we can change it.
Well, let me tell you
Yeah.
something. Most of the people will learn some. If you
I
learn
don't learn
some,
in that way. I'm not most. I'm not.
yeah, well, you're not most. You can be a unique. Any unique person who learns anything, they learn it because it's hard and because they don't like, because it's just they don't like nothing good come like if it's like la 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 land, it's not like you're not learning. It's la 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 land. In order for you to learn, it has to like you have to really get it. So whether you like it or not, I mean, as long as you get it, I don't mind. So how many years for? How many years is this seller financing on?
Currently, it's on 15 years.
Okay, so let's put a slash 15 years. So why did I put 15 years on the seller financing loan? Why did I select 15?
Because in order for us to pay this with zero interest, it will take us 15 years. In order for us to cover the whole balance,
Why did I select
this amount
15
of
years?
payments. Huh?
That doesn't answer why I selected 15 years.
You just chose it. You chose 15, no?
Why?
Randomly.
Okay, I'm gonna say like maybe you didn't hear me, or maybe I might have spoken, but I said I choose 15 because I wanted to match the bank years, so that when the bank loan is done, what happens?
Both payments are completed. The seller payment is done as well.
Yes, if I was to put 30 years, what would happen?
Both these figures will change.
How would both figures change for you?
If you were to put 30 years,
Yes.
if you were to put 30 years, right?
Yeah.
It will be 800.
What is going on here?
Wait, if you were to put 30 years, right? First of all, this amount will change here. To 30 years. The loan term will change to 30 years. So this is going to reduce. This figure is going to reduce. This figure as well is going to reduce.
Can you
It's
change?
both
Can you
30.
do what? Can you give me a result?
Mm,
Jump back.
and then bank loan is 80,000. And if we are paying, how long is it going to take that for? Divided by, mm, How the hell do I find that number?
You figured it out?
No.
No?
I don't know how to find this. I don't know how to find this number.
Which number?
Joseph, it's gonna be 80,000. I'm trying to. This one I have it here. I'm trying to find the number here. If I put 500 here, for example, 500
What are you trying to find out?
divided by 12 years, how much I have to pay for monthly payment in 30 years?
Okay, so let's pause a second. Pause a second. Why are you trying to find the bank PITI?
Because I want them to both be paid off at the end. So I put 30 years for the seller, 30 years for the bank.
So if you buy a house subject to, how will you change the bank PITI?
It's actually fixed to the seller. So if I'm doing hybrid, actually that's a good question that I'm going to throw back. So I can pay in 15 years. I can pay in 15 years to cover the bank's mortgage, and then I can add an additional 15 years to finish up on the seller.
Yes, that's the main point of asking this question. And you got confused, but I guess it's because it's first time.
First time in years, yeah.
So 15 years. So that means, why did I so now I guess, do you understand why I matched the previous example to be 15 years, both the seller and the bank?
Yeah, then I'll be done with both.
Yes, but you don't
And
have
no
to. It's
balloon.
not like a rule. It's not a rule. Does that make sense? It's not really a rule to do it that way. So you can do it 15 years, you can do it 30 years. It just depends on what you want. Like, you can decide 15 years I'm going to pay the bank, and then when I'm done with the bank, I can still continue paying the seller for another 15 years. That is possible. There's no rule. But you cannot change the bank years or PITI, because once you contact the bank and tell them, like, hey, I want to change, I'm the new owner, they're going to call the due on sale right away.
Okay.
Because you are not the owner according to the bank. They don't know you, they know the seller, the original seller. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I guess that answers most of the questions. So the bank also, that 1,500, they don't just randomly select it. It's based on the interest rate that they gave you, based on the loan term that was initially there, and it's based on the loan amount that was initially there. Does that make sense? Okay, so now let's take a balloon situation, right? Let's assume that we do the same example that we have on the board, and then the seller says, like, oh, I want a balloon when my bank payment ends. How much will be your balloon amount, and how much will be your monthly payments to the seller, to the bank?
Monthly payments to the seller will stay the same. To the bank will stay 1,500, and then it's going to be 1,500 by 15 years, right? Wait. 15,000. 1,500 times 15. 15 times 12, right? Ish, bro, I'm confused now. We're paying 1,500, right? Time by 15 years. In 15 years, there's 12 months. Okay, 180 times 1,500. Wait. But how come the amount is coming high?
Why do you mess up with the bank payments? What makes you mess up with those payments?
We said 15 years of putting 1,500 down per month, right? So 1,500 down per month times 180 months, right? 180 months is 15 years. You see, comes 270,000. So what am I missing out here?
So why are you dealing? But what has that to do with you? What the question that I asked?
You said if the seller comes in and says that I want to be ballooned at the same time a bank payment finishes.
So why are you dealing with that number? How would that help you?
I want to know. Okay, the seller is.
No. Before you go there, because you're gonna rush and then you're gonna miss the whole concept. Then it probably happen again. Why were you dealing with this number here?
There's no need. So I should know what the seller's told.
Why did you go to it first? Give me a reason why you went to it first so that I can understand and help you.
No, it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Why did you? I mean, why select it? Because you initially, like, you knew that this was a bank payment. You knew it, but why did you take it into account? Why? I know it's a mistake, but there's a mistake, like there's a small mistake, like, hey, like this, you knew it was a bank, it was not the seller. So what made you select this? Did you know that maybe it's gonna help? Because if you don't know the problem, then you won't know. Because I know what you're thinking, and I can explain it to you, but I want you to say it. I can explain why you use the bank, and I want you to say it, but if you don't say it, you won't help yourself. I know, I'm going to say it afterwards, but...
I was going to calculate this total plus this total, you know, and then
minus it. Am I wrong?
Minus the 400,000.
So I knew that's what you were going to do. And your boy said a mistake. That was not a mistake, that was your formula. Even if you do it right now, you're still going to do the same way. Which that's not the way you should do it. Meaning, the 1,500 a month, because it was